Hey, my beautiful, strong women out there and the men who love them. This is going to be something different, really different for my channel. But it is something that I feel deeply in my soul that I need to do. We talk about designing the home, doing interiors, and I always want you ladies to live life on your own terms. And that's pretty much the basis of this channel. Even though it revolves around DIY, we also do the lifestyle thing, and sometimes I wonder if I should just start a whole separate channel because there's so much that I want to talk to you ladies about other than design and DIY. But today we do have a big job that we need to tackle, and we need to tackle this together. We have a really big job to do, and granted, everyone who follows this channel is not going to agree with me. We may not see eye to eye on any of this. However, we do see eye to eye on some things. Otherwise, you probably would not be subscribed to my channel. I am going to ask that if this video is not for you, please do me a favor and just share it with someone else and keep it moving. Please do not be rude or disrespectful to anyone in the comments, because if you are, I will delete your comment and I will block you from ever commenting on this channel ever again in the future. You can watch as many videos as you want, but you will not be able to come over here with the nonsense. Play with your mama, don't play with me. We have something serious to talk about, so let's go ahead and get into it.
Hold up.
I know that there are a lot of content creators who would not make this type of video for the simple fact that they will be worried about losing subscribers who don't necessarily agree with them. That kind of sucks because we may not agree on everything, but that doesn't mean that we have to be enemies. If you're only using your platform to skip around things and sweep shit under the rug, then that's on you. I cannot live with myself and pretend that there isn't something huge going on in this country right now. I'm talking about the upcoming elections. We need to discuss this, and I just wanted to do this really quick PSA because I honestly would be remiss if I didn't say something about it. If we don't open our eyes and ears and use our voices, things are only going to get worse. If you think that it is okay for the government to decide what we women do with our bodies right now, then I'm so sorry, this is not the video for you, and I am probably not the sister you want to hang out with. I am not here to start a fight. The fight has been brought to us, but what we need to do as a community is put out the flames. There are enough people out here in the world right now doing everything that they possibly can to tear us apart and divide us as a country. This election, we are not voting for ourselves. We are voting for our communities as a whole. We are voting for our children and their futures. This is not a race about political parties. This is a race about democracy, solidarity, equality, integrity, justice, and principles. This is about us learning how to agree to disagree respectfully. Honestly, I need to say what I have to say simply because I don't know what's going to happen after Tuesday's election. I have no idea of knowing if me as a woman, your wife, your sister, your daughter, your friend, your auntie, your neighbor, your grandchild is going to have a voice. We women have already had our reproductive rights taken away from us in certain states. And I know that in other countries, this is normal. But in the United States of America, this is not normal. And we need to make sure that our voices are heard. So that's why I'm taking this opportunity to stand up and use my voice, because I have one, and I just don't know how much longer that is going to last. We women have always been the backbone of this country, raising our families, running businesses. Even though we were not the ones being seen, we've been getting things done. It was in 1920 when women were given the right to vote. It wasn't until 45 years later that women of color were given the right to vote. And even then, we had to jump through hoops and go through all kinds of trials and tribulations to have our votes counted. And now our vote and our voices are more powerful than ever. I understand that 35,000 subscribers is not a lot. It isn't. However, if this video touches 5 people, 10 people, or even 100 who are still on the fence about what they should do or whether or not they should vote, I feel it's necessary. I feel like if it touches one person and they get out and cast their vote, then it was definitely worth it. Let me be 100% transparent. Many of you know that I just moved back to the United States from Mexico. Part of the reason that I moved to Mexico, well, one of them was that I did not want to be here for this buffoonery. There is so much craziness surrounding the upcoming election, and I didn't want to be here for it. But I cannot tell you how glad I am that I am back and that I am able to use my platform to cast my vote. And also, another thing, if I wasn't here, my daughter was not going to vote. Her friend was not going to vote. They did not even understand how important it was for their voices to be heard. Not so much for them as well, but also for their children. They both have boys, and they both were thinking, well, you know, we're talking about women here. But those boys are going to grow up and have girlfriends and wives, and they also are Black. I am so glad that I am back here and able to cast my vote. So if you are living abroad, I know it might be too late, but I sure do hope that you have sent in your mail-in ballot. I'm not trying to tell anyone how to vote or who to vote for, but I definitely want you to think about what's going on in the world and what is happening. We don't need to be divided. We don't need to be separated. We actually need to bring this country together. We can do it. So let's get out and vote. Let's call our besties, our cousins, our moms, our nieces, our sisters, our aunties, uncles, daddies, brothers, everyone. Make sure if they are over 18, they are registered to vote and they get out and they cast their votes. I'm not here to tell you who to vote for, but I am here to tell you that if you don't vote, then you cannot complain. Whether you are a seasoned voter or this is your first time, let's make sure that we show up and show out respectfully. Together, we are unstoppable and we can make mountains move. We already know it. We just have to show it. Your vote is your voice, and your voice is your power.
Our children are watching.
Every heart beats true for the red, white, and blue. Tell me, girls.
And ladies, we can do this. I love you. Bye!
While I may be the first woman in this office, I will not be the last.